Good evening. Coming up tonight.
Student Body President Emmy Thompson gave the State of the Student Body address.
And Lamont Paris and the Gamecocks finally forced their way into the AP Top 25. See where they fall in the rankings.
Later, what you can expect at this year's USC Dance Company Spring Performance.
All that and more tonight on Student News at 7.
Live from the Kennedy Greenhouse Studio.
This is Student News at 7.
Good evening, Carolina. I'm Grace Berkery.
And I'm Clarissa Meier. Thanks for joining us tonight.
On Thursday night, Student Body President Emmy Thompson gave the annual State of the Student Body address to recap her term. Recent accomplishments she noted include charging stations at Williams-Brice Stadium, Uber discounts for the Clemson-Carolina game, and LED lighting around darker parts of campus to improve safety. Thompson also discussed proposals that would help accommodate rapid student growth, including improvements to Wi-Fi and parking.
We had a new parking and transportation director this year, and he's been awesome to work with in terms of getting some technology that'll help students see right from their phones where parking is, and then also working on some tiered parking models. So a lot of really exciting things coming down the pipeline.
As student needs continue to evolve, Thompson says she's hopeful for the future of USC and the initiatives to improve experiences on campus. A new frat was established on campus this semester. SGTV reporter Bridget Pruchowski has the story.
USC is home to almost 600 student organizations. From the Lettuce Club to Dance Marathon, students have the opportunity to get involved with various orgs during their time on campus. With over 7,600 members, Greek life organizations make up almost 30% of the student body at South Carolina. The Interfraternity Council, however, dominates Greek life with 22 active chapters.
Despite having over 20 fraternities here on campus, new chapters are still seeking out to expand Greek life here at USC.
This spring semester, there will be 23 active IFC chapters with the addition of a new fraternity, Delta Chi. Leadership consultant at Delta Chi headquarters, Joey Doherty, explains why Delta Chi wanted to expand to USC's campus.
And then we decided to come here, especially to this school because it has such a rich history of Greek life, and there's such an established connection between the student experience and the fraternal experience.
While the brothers of Delta Chi expressed excitement for their new presence at South Carolina, they also shared advice regarding the challenges they face as a new organization.
It can be daunting. It can, be a little terrifying, maybe the prospect of starting something new, because there is so many pre-established organizations, but my advice is just believe in what you're selling.
Being a new organization among hundreds might feel overwhelming, but as students connect with different campus communities, there is a possibility for these organizations to grow. For SGTV, I'm Bridget Bruchowski.
Thanks, Bridget. It's definitely been crazy to see just how much Greek life has grown over the years, and so much so that there's supposedly an expansion project.
Yeah, Greek life continues to be such a big impact on students here, and Panhellenic delegates of Greek life have voted on whether to expand Greek Village or not. And I think it all comes back to what the students want, what they decide, and if they want to be a part of these new student organizations.
It'll definitely be interesting to see what happens in the future with that.
Yes, for sure. The Clemson versus USC STI testing competition is kicking off on February 6th, along with condom tabling all month. The event aims to increase discussions with the Sexual Health Office and to teach more about free STI testing. The U.S. is currently seeing the highest numbers of syphilis since 1950, according to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention. The total cases reached past 207,000 in 2022, a 17% increase. As sexually transmitted diseases remain a concern, Columbia stays in the focus. Last year, Columbia was ranked the third highest for STD rates out of all U.S. cities, according to the Interbody Research Study. Now, with a 2024 update to that study, Columbia has since improved by moving down to the 21st spot. Even though Columbia stays trailing in the top 25 U.S. cities with the highest rates of STDs, a hope for improvement and awareness continues to embark on campus. More than 4 million gallons of sewage spilled into Colombia's Congaree River in 2023, according to the Riverkeeper. This would make it the second largest spill since 2015. As warmer spring days are soon upon us, students will be heading outdoors more, including making trips to the Congaree. Campus organizations such as Campus Rec's Outdoor Recreation have upcoming adventure trips scheduled at the river for the spring semester. Before heading into the water, safety concerns are something to keep in mind, as Riverkeeper Bill Stangler states, quote, "Sewage, as we all know, contains pathogens and can make people sick," end quote. He also entailed that people exposed to sewage in the river could experience gastrointestinal illnesses, rashes, and infections. A power outage that occurred at one of the sewer treatment plants last April is the biggest contributor to the increase in spillage. Although most of the spillages come from mechanical issues, there are ways to help at home. You can start by preventing blockages by refraining from pouring grease down the drain.
Coming up after the break, SGTV sports reporters Lauren Ciuci and Isabella Davis will give us the latest in sports. You don't want to miss it.
Welcome back, everybody. I'm Lauren Ciuci.
And I'm Isabella Davis, here to give you the latest in sports.
South Carolina men's basketball is ranked this week, sitting at number 15 in the AP poll. In past weeks, the Gamecocks have beat former number 5 Tennessee and number 6 Kentucky, but it was not until today that the Gamecocks could sway the voters. The Gamecocks traveled to Athens, Georgia on Saturday and played against the Bulldogs for the second time this season. Back in January, Georgia was one of the few teams to take down South Carolina, so the Gamecocks were coming for revenge in Stegman Coliseum. In the first half, the Gamecocks trailed behind, unable to compete with the Bulldogs' 8 three-pointers.
Colin Murray Boyles was the leader in scoring for South Carolina. The freshman from Columbia tallied 16 points, 5 rebounds, and 4 assists. South Carolina was able to race ahead in the second half, ending with the final score 72-62 Gamecocks. The win was enough for the Gamecocks to finally break into the top 25. It's the team's first ranking since 2017. Make sure to watch out for Tuesday's game, where the number 15 Gamecocks play Ole Miss at Colonial Life Arena. The student section has been doing a great job of filling Colonial Life Arena, so I'm really excited to see the game on Tuesday and the energy they'll bring.
Definitely. I think the students are really going to show out. The first 1,500 students I saw get a free t-shirt, so hopefully the crowd will be going crazy for that.
That's awesome.
South Carolina women's basketball has had yet another successful week of wins. After beating Auburn last week on the road, the Gamecocks headed home to play the Ole Miss Rebels yesterday at Colonial Life. South Carolina smoked Ole Miss in an 85-56 victory, which marked their 21st overall win and 19th straight win over Mississippi. The game also marked their third sellout this season and first ever back-to-back sellout for the Gamecocks. The team took a little while to find their momentum going into the game. A 10-2 run brought the Rebels to within a point of the Gamecocks in the second quarter. South Carolina picked it up after halftime. Camila Cardoso scored 13 of her 17 points in the final 2 quarters. Despite getting a second foul 3 minutes into the game, Cardoso finished strong in the second half. 6 of South Carolina's players scored in double figures, including Malaysia Fulwiley, who added 14 points for the Gamecocks. Tahina Paupau hit a 3 in the third and scored 11 points. Ashlyn Watkins also finished the game with 11 points for the team. The Gamecocks ultimately snagged another win against the Rebels, as Ole Miss could not answer. Next up, the team will face the Missouri Tigers at home this Thursday at 7 p.m.
Former Gamecocks Spencer Rattler and Xavier Legette headed to Alabama for Reese's Senior Bowl. The Reese's Senior Bowl serves as one of the final opportunities to perform in front of NFL teams and coaches before the NFL draft. The players are split up into 2 different teams, the national team versus the American team. Xavier Legette was seen practicing with the prospects but did not end up partaking in the game for undisclosed reasons. Spencer Rattler showed up and showed out playing for the American team and highlighting off what he does best. In the first quarter, Rattler started as quarterback and threw an outstanding pass to Marcus Rosemy-Jacksaint.
The pass resulted in a 29-yard touchdown just a few minutes into the game. Though the American team took the loss, Spencer Rattler displayed his impressive talents to many watching. At the conclusion of the game, Rattler was named Reese's Senior Bowl MVP for his outstanding performance in the game and practice. Best of luck for all South Carolina Gamecocks pursuing the NFL draft this year. I think it's really cool to see former Gamecocks that have been through the university out there pursuing their dreams and then paying off, hopefully.
Definitely. I'm so excited for them. It's going to be awesome to see where they all go and where they end up in the NFL.
Mm-hmm.
Gamecock hockey was on fire this past weekend. The men's team heated up the ice, wearing jerseys inspired by the Columbia Inferno, in honor of their first responders game against Georgia Friday night. The jerseys are available for auction through Wednesday, with proceeds benefiting the Tunnel to Towers Foundation, an organization committed to eliminating veteran homelessness. South Carolina used the first responder night as a way to pay tribute to the Columbia Inferno. The Inferno was an East Coast Hockey League team based in Columbia who played their home games at the Carolina Coliseum. However, the team has been inactive for over a decade. Gamecock hockey wore their first responder jerseys during Friday's game. The team brought on the heat, beating Georgia 5-4. The game was tied 4-4 after 3 periods, which put them into overtime. Marco Pineda ultimately brought in the game-winning goal for the Gamecocks with 20 seconds left in overtime, leading the team to a 5-4 victory over Georgia. The Gamecocks are set to play in the College Hockey South Regional Playoffs.
Coming up after the break, SGTV entertainment reporters Destini Austin and Hailey Brown will lay down the talk of the town. Stay tuned.
Welcome back, Carolina. I'm Hailey Brown.
And I'm Destini Austin, here to give you the latest in this week's entertainment. USC's very own dance company will be having their highly anticipated spring concert this week. Mark your calendars for February 8th, 9th, and 10th to experience the 3 incredible must-see performances in Drayton Hall. The concert will showcase contemporary dance with choreography created by talented USC dance faculty Jennifer Decker, Olivia Waldrop, and many more. Presented by the Department of Theater and Dance, the concert promises an evening of entertainment and inspiration. The company says, quote, "You'll be inspired and entertained by our spring concert, which will feature an exciting repertoire of original, innovative dance works choreographed by USC dance faculty," end quote. Don't miss out on the opportunity to witness the talent of the dance company with an unforgettable show. Get ready to dance, sing, eat, and celebrate Mardi Gras with Crew de Columbia Yaya. This Saturday, February 10th, the 14th annual Mardi Gras Columbia Festival and Parade will be happening at City Roots Farm. Crew de Columbia Yaya, the volunteer charity organization, has been hosting this festival since 2011. The event will also feature food trucks and local vendors for guests to enjoy. For those looking for music, 3 stages will be set up for local and live music throughout the festival from 12 to 7 p.m. Admission tickets for the festival are $5 for adults and free for kids under 12. Tickets can be purchased in advance through the Eventbrite website. The celebration will kick off with a parade on Jim Hamilton Boulevard. Anyone can join in on the parade lineup at 10 a.m. This is definitely an event you don't want to miss, and wearing beads is encouraged for participants.
Looking for a fun way to work out? Yoga in the galleries will be held at the Columbia Museum of Art at 6 p.m. next Monday. Instructor Dre Drummond has over 700 hours of yoga training and has worked with major brands such as Nike and Lululemon. According to the Columbia Museum of Art, the class, quote, offers a harmonious blend of ancient practices and modern insights, creating a space for profound connection and rejuvenation, end quote. You might be wondering, what does an art museum have to do with yoga? Well, Drummond says his yoga invites individuals to embark on a journey of self-expression. It's commonly said that art is the purest form of self-expression. So it could be argued that yoga is art, not just exercise. Mats will be provided, but participants are welcome to bring their own as well as other accessories. The event is open to ages 13 and up with parental accompaniment. Tickets are $15 for regular attendees and $12 for members of the museum. You can register today on the Columbia Museum of Art's website. Global superstar Taylor Swift announced her new album last night while accepting a Grammy for Best Pop Vocal Album. Fans speculated before the show that she would announce Reputation, Taylor's version. So it came as a shock when she announced her new album, The Tortured Poets Department, which will be released on April 19th. After accepting the award, she posted the album cover with a tease of some potential lyrics. If you're looking to celebrate the news, the Senate is hosting a Taylor Swift dance party next Friday. The party includes a costume contest, lip sync battle, and bracelet trading. Tickets are $22, and the event starts at 9 p.m. Make sure to bring a clear bag as per policy. So Destini, I actually went to the last Taylor Swift dance party in October, and there was a DJ and tons of fun lights. It was wonderful.
Oh, I bet that was fun. I love Taylor Swift. One of my favorite albums is Reputation.
Oh my gosh, I love Speak Now, but I'm more of an old Swiftie, so they were playing a lot of new songs, and I felt kind of left out when everyone's singing and dancing, and I'm like, hey guys, I'm here, but I still love Taylor Swift, so it's okay.
That's all your entertainment news for tonight. After the break, Clarissa and Grace will return to finish up tonight's news. Stay with us.
A bill over gun owner requirements has passed with a 28-15 vote by the state Senate. After long debates and a marathon session, the permitless carry bill is officially moving closer to Governor McMaster's desk. Currently, the 2021 law requires those who wish to openly carry handguns in South Carolina to complete training and obtain a concealed weapons permit. If this bill were to transition into a new law, those trainings and permits would not be required. In combat of safety concerns, free gun training classes overseen by the South Carolina Law Enforcement Division would be offered twice a month in every county. That isn't the only change. The minimum age to obtain a concealed weapons permit would drop from 21 to 18. Moreover, increased penalties will be enforced for those who illegally carry guns. The dissenters of the bill believe this would make law enforcement's jobs harder, make South Carolina more dangerous, and be a waste of taxpayers' dollars. A sapling from the tree outside the Anne Frank House in the Netherlands is being gifted to USC's Anne Frank House. SGTV reporter Aaron Smith has the story.
The Anne Frank Center on campus has recently been gifted with the last chestnut tree sapling with ties to Anne's story. Anne wrote in her diary about a tree that was visible from her and her family's hiding place. This tree later fell in 2010, and 12 saplings were produced from seeds recovered from the tree. These saplings were distributed across the world, one of which will be planted in the future education garden at the center. Director of Finance and Operations for the center, Coy Gibson, expresses his gratitude in receiving the last sapling.
Well, there were a lot of places it could have gone, and I would argue there aren't any better places than to have it here on campus at USC.
The center is redesigning their outdoor areas to create a special space for students. Upon receiving this sapling, the Anne Frank Center has much bigger plans than just a new home for this tree.
This whole renovation project is centered around Anne's tree. It's a message of hope, and the fact that her words go on living just as this tree will go on living. And in decades to come, there will be students who get to sit in the shade and reflect on what Anne's life meant.
The project will tighten up security around the property, add a patio near the tree's location, and greenery across the property.
This project will only last a couple months, but the impact will go for decades.
For SGTV, I'm Aaron Smith.
Thanks, Aaron.
The South Carolina House of Representatives passed a new bill that could reshape gender-reaffirming care for minors. The bill, called the Help Not Harm Bill, passed with a vote of 82 to 23 on January 17th and has now been introduced to the Senate and the Medical Affairs Committee. The bill aims to prevent anyone under the age of 18 from receiving gender transition procedures. It also mandates that the South Carolina Medicaid program cease coverage for gender-affirming care for individuals under the age of 26. Additionally, school officials would be required to inform parents if their child is questioning their gender identity. The bill has faced criticism from various groups who argue that it infringes on the rights of transgender individuals and their access to health care. A date is not yet set for the bill to be renewed by the Senate. With springtime approaching, South Carolinians can expect warmer weather, longer days, and a lot more bugs. This spring in particular is anticipating a phenomenon that only happens every 13 years. Millions to billions of a species of cicada called Brood 19 are expected to emerge from underground. According to entomologists, these cicadas, unlike the ones we typically encounter, have a unique lifespan where they feed underground and make a synchronized appearance every 13 years. While they may be more prevalent in rural areas, their presence could be seen in communities across South Carolina. However, it's important to note that they are harmless and their appearance is actually a sign of a healthy ecosystem, so there's no need to pull out any insecticides. As scary looking as they are, if they're good for the ecosystem, I guess it's okay that they're here.
Yeah, and as long as it means that warmer weather is coming, I guess that's a good thing, except they are really disgusting when you see them dead everywhere, like all across campus. That's really not the most enticing thing to see, but...
Yeah, makes my skin crawl just a little bit. But that wraps up tonight's edition of Student News at 7.
Be sure to follow us on Instagram, X, and Facebook at SGTV at USC.
To keep up with all our content, be sure to also visit us online at sgtv@usc.com. For SGTV, I'm Grace Berkery.
And I'm Clarissa Meier. From all of us here at SGTV, have a great night, Carolina, forever to be.